Born to run.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Chaotic Sports live stream. This is Chris Sarter right here. That's Wayne. There's Angelo at the bottom. If
This guy
someone's
had his
talking
hand in a
shit,
bag of chips.
I'll switch him over. He's still eating his chips, isn't he? I'll switch him over. You can find us
Right
you can find us at Chaotic Sports on Twitter. You can find us at Chaotic Sports Podcast on Instagram. You can find us right here on YouTube. And we normally do a podcast. Me and Angelo typically do that. We haven't done one for a while. But hey, we're all in different quarantine places, trying to stay away from the corona. So we're just gonna do a more live streams and talking here and stuff. Get back on the podcast soon.
I do miss the in-person podcast, though. I mean, that a little I miss the interaction with the human being. We might hug each other or fist bump. You know what I'm saying? I miss that, man.
I've never hugged you once in my fucking life, Angelo. Never hugged you once.
He's lying.
I've known you for 15 years. I think one time maybe we played tackle football and you felt like a little bitch, and that was it.
Come on, man. I mean, the last time we played real football, we won. My team won. Your team lost 2-2. He knows it's true. That's why he won't talk about it anymore.
That wasn't the last time. Last time we played, Wayne was there. If you remember, about the time we replaced our friend Josh, or we cut out Josh, is about the time Wayne showed up. It's like maybe they're the same person.
I didn't even know that was a correlation. For real?
There's a real close correlation.
Why do I remember playing football in the street in front of Pearl Drop?
Oh, hey, me and you threw bombs to each other. That was fun, man.
Ooh.
I wasn't there for that. I was beating you guys on that. AstroTurf field that we went to, though.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool too. I mean, hey, who hit like 4 field goals in a row?
You winning.
Who hit like 4 field goals in a row? Come on, you guys don't remember that?
I remember you guys.
Yeah, bro, you were stinking field goals.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Hey, I'm just saying. We said who's gonna step up and hit this 40-yarder? You guys shanked it.
I didn't even kick it. I'm not so stupid to kick a field goal.
Why not?
I mean, let's be honest. In this circle of friends and the other people that are like sort of in our circle, I mean, you're the punter of the group, Angelo. Let's be honest.
Oh, come on, bro. The thing is, I'm
able to kick. He played soccer. He better be able to kick.
Here's the deal, though. I'm the guy that if you need to hit a field goal, I can hit it, but I'm playing other positions. That's multi-talented right there.
Yeah, you're also the catcher in baseball.
No, I never played catcher in baseball. I could say that. Actually, you know what? I did play catcher in 1 or 2 games. That was it.
Oh man, so
just for fun.
So so whose fault is it, by the way? Did we say noon last week? Because I thought we said 5, and then today when I sent out that text, I thought it was for tomorrow. So there was some confusion, and it was only the first day. It was only the first week of repetitive.
I'll let Wayne take it.
This is what I thought happened. Is I thought you sent out a text last evening to confirm today's podcast time.
Yeah.
But then you sent the same text again later on in the day, the next day. So that's where probably that little confusion.
But I
literally confused myself.
Yeah, but you didn't pay attention because after that I was like, why are you saying tomorrow? When it should be Saturday?
New?
You know what I mean?
What's new? What's new?
I don't know.
Anyway, we're supposed to do noon. We're supposed to do noon after this, unless you want to go back to 5 Saturdays.
Noon works for me. No, noon works for me.
Because last week we said noon.
Perry Comics is here. Apparently, at some point, he subbed to this channel. He's someone from Florida that does a lot of dude, his channel's blown up. He's up to like 2,500 subs in like the last month.
Talking about the comics and stuff.
Well, talking about like he's never watched MCU movies. He's a comic reader, but never watched any MCU movies. So he started doing editing live reactions and shit.
So he's only seen like old school comic.
He's only got, dude. He literally barely got to second Thor. He's watched like 8 movies in like a month.
I mean, this is the time to watch movies right now, right?
Yeah, that's probably what he's doing.
Matt.
Yeah,
but
I've been watching way more shows than movies. I got to get back to some movies, man. I got to find good movies to watch.
You have a bunch right now, man.
Movies.
Onward's for free. Watch Onward for free on Disney.
I've seen a lot of movies in the theater. I was going to the theater for a while. Remember, I had that movie pass thing or whatever it was.
Well, you
I
still
had
have
movie
it. They all they did was just push us. They didn't delete us. They just so you still have it. If you
Well,
think
he had
theaters
the
will.
original movie pass. Onward
Okay.
was good.
Well,
The original movie
I
pass.
did have the original movie pass back in the day, but now I got something with Regal.
Yeah, I got this. Well, I don't have the Regal one. I got the AMC one because I go to the Santa Fe.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
sure? Are you sure you have AMC? Because I have Cinemark and it's for Santa Fe.
Oh, that's what I mean. Cinemark. Whatever. They're all the
Yeah.
fucking same to me. I would go to whichever one is Santa Fe.
That's
I
Cinemark.
am tempted to try the Bloodshot or Bloods. What is the new movie out with
The new comic movie,
Vin
Bloodshot.
Well, I
Yeah.
wish it was Bloodsport. Bloodsport would be awesome in the theaters right now. You guys seen Bloodsport? Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bloodsport.
All,
Bloodshot right there, dude.
There it is.
But I'm
Now,
gonna wait for it, dude.
Bloodshot.
I'm not gonna pay $20 for it. Is my thing.
No.
20
Well,
bucks
I
to
saw-
rent it.
I saw
you
Bloodshot
know,
in the
sometimes-
theaters before all this went out. Like
Yeah,
days before, that was one of the last movies I saw in the theater, probably.
sometimes I let marketing trick me into doing, novelty things. What can I say?
I agree, dude. Well, here's the thing. I would have spent $20 at the theater. I'd have paid $10 for the ticket. I'd have bought a $9 beer. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, it just feels weird. It feels weird to spend $20 on a movie that, number one, I already know is not going to be that good.
Now, yeah,
Well, I don't know, man. I think this will probably be the first good movie that Vin Diesel has done since what were those movies where he was like on an in the universe?
Triple X.
Oh, Pitch Black.
No,
Pitch Black.
I said good.
Those are great. Riddick.
Yes, this might
Okay.
right. This might be the first good movie since then that he's done.
Well, you understand that Pitch Black or Pitch Dark is Riddick. He's Riddick in that movie. That was the first one. Yeah. Those were good movies.
Yeah,
Those were good
back
movies.
Chris, back to paying the $20. It seems like a lot, but like if you're paying it, no, I'm just saying if you're paying it at home with a couple friends or family, it's like $5 each, and you probably save money, but you're still missing the theater experience. But I'm just saying it's not.
I get that. But here's what I'm saying. Are you just paying $20 because it's new? Because let's say a lot of people haven't seen that Riddick movie. That movie's as good as any movie. It's probably better than Bloodshot. You could pay $3 to see that and have your whole family there. Do you know what I'm saying?
You're right. And plus, there's
Like
plenty of Netflix and Disney. There's plenty of stuff for free or $10.99 a month, right?
Yeah. Nonetheless, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him because they brought that movie out at the wrong time. That comic company is very small. So just in the comic world, dude, I'm hearing about how they're hurting. They're hurting like monetarily real bad. No new comics coming out.
I feel bad for him because I think this could be his first good movie since playing Riddick.
I mean, I think it was honestly like obviously I'm not going to talk about it, but I think it was a pretty solid movie. You know,
It was just solid. I mean, no one thinks. It's that good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool comic movie. Yeah, I saw it, dude. I told you I was rocking a bunch of movies too last few months too. So that was one of the last movies I was like that I saw probably in the theaters. You know.
Oh, okay.
But I was gonna say like I do feel bad. Also, Chris brought up about missing movies like Bill and Ted's. Like that was gonna come out soon. They got screwed. You know the new Bill and Ted's.
Dude, Angela's been talking about the new Bill and Ted.
Dude, that movie.
Now.
Hey, I'm just saying that's a legit movie.
It's Angelo's most anticipated movie of the decade. Is this Bill and Ted sequel?
Dude, if you don't like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, you're tripping.
No, of course I do. But Angelo loves the past. I'm convinced that he's going to be a hoarder.
Gonna be?
I'm a hoarder.
Yeah, I was like, gonna be. It's like, dude, me
and Angelo are both hoarders.
Shout out to you for representing the UNLV. I'm a little disappointed that Angelo didn't mention that.
I mean, I can't even see him. I see a red shirt. Okay, I didn't see that. I didn't see that symbol because
my workout shirt.
He has his. Now I can see it.
Oh, you're working out at home now? Good for you.
I mean, when he says work out, he lifts a baby. He lifts a baby and lifts his wife like 5 times a day. You know.
Angelo never fails to say the most awkward fucking thing.
Hey, it could be awkward, but it's funny though. You know what I mean? You have to accept the funniness of the awkwardness.
I wasn't going to drink
know.
today, but I'm afraid I might be alcoholic.
Yeah, I mean, actually, to be honest with you, I was drinking earlier, but it's not because of this. You know, it's not. It just maybe we got problems.
Yeah, it's just general alcoholism.
I mean, Wade ain't drinking. He's eating potato chips live on air. He doesn't even care. When's the last time you saw a podcast where the dude?
Is it bad though that I have more alcohol in my home than I do water?
I mean,
you don't have utilities. You don't have a water fountain.
You don't have pipes, or you in a
water fountain?
He doesn't have a sink, dude. This guy does.
You gotta go shit out. What happens? You gotta go shit outside, or what?
Nah, I meant bottled water, fool.
This guy's living in a sewers in his car or something, you know.
Hey, when we know from personal experience that Wayne takes super long shits, dude. So that means he's getting a lot of outside time. He's outside just walking through the forest. We don't have forest here. You're lucky it's not in the cactus in the open field.
I mean, if we want to say a Wayne story, this guy will show up to your house and disappear for 50 minutes, and then you're like, where did he go? And he just comes out of the bathroom like out of nowhere. You know what I mean? I mean, who takes a 50-minute siesta inside of somebody else's house?
Why are you talking shit, Lo? Yeah, you can't talk shit because you act like you didn't live with him. It was his house.
No, I'm talking about your place. When we lived, when you're living at some place, you're fine. You could do 50 minutes if you want. But I'm saying he showed up at your place doing 50 minutes.
What are you gonna do, dude? You got to be there for your friends. You got to be there for your friend.
Hey, man, that was meditation time, man. I probably came up with some brilliant ideas in the podcast.
That's what you got to do. Yeah, you got to. That's what you're thinking and shit.
I mean, you felt good at Chris's house. I'm with that. You felt like comfortable.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Getting game ready. Game ready.
Speaking of games, man, we going to talk about any games right now? Or are we just going? Let's just keep this rolling with the random stuff.
Well, you had a couple topics though. I don't know how much I can. I just been doing daddy daycare all day. I don't know if I really cut it up. So I don't want to hear anyone talk about fucking Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. No one number one, don't light a fire in my ass because we just do it every time.
All right.
Number two, we talk about it every time too. So let's.
Okay.
What do you got?
I thought you were gonna break down Wayne first and talk about your little Robin, Batman and Robin stuff.
Hey, if it comes up, dude. Maybe we'll keep Wayne's sidekickosity quiet. If it comes up, it comes up, dude. We'll see if Wayne sets it up on a tee.
All right.
Wayne has never been a sidekick to anybody.
All right.
Then stop acting like one, Launchpad.
I'm the black Batman. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Hey, Wayne, why don't you, after you finish that chip, go ahead and start this NFL talk, and then I'll throw something at you if you want.
Well, I was actually if I'm gonna start the topic of conversation, I'm gonna go ahead and spin it towards the NBA because today would be the first day of the NBA playoffs.
Okay.
It's a little disappointing. I feel like we're robbed as NBA fans, like true NBA fans, of the NBA playoffs. That's where great moments. That's where the NBA is made great. Like this is very disappointing.
Well, at least LeBron will have an excuse for, he could always say that he would have beat the Clippers when we all know the truth, that the Clippers would have smoked the Lakers.
That's exactly what's going to happen. I love that you say that. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's that
realistically,
Clippers are going to win, and then it'll be like, if this didn't happen, they would have won. We're going to hear all that kind of stuff.
Realistically, though, do you guys think we're going to have an NBA season? Are they going to finish it, or will they not?
No, you're not going to have anything. There's not going to be a sport. No, there's not going to be any kind of sports for like a year.
Hey, one at a time, guys. Go ahead.
There's not going to be any kind of sports for like a year. I think there's going to be nothing. Well, I mean, you might get the UFC at the Apex, but you ain't going to get a stadium full NBA playoffs.
My question is did they make that official yet?
No, they didn't. It's not official yet.
No NBA season.
Because it's not official.
I think they're talking about doing Major League Baseball with just an audience, no audience.
Yeah, well, they were talking about baseball. Baseball is different. They were talking about like in Arizona, but
and it's just starting. It's just starting, right? By
yeah,
the time the NBA is ready to like really get started, it'll be time for a new season.
exactly. And then are you going to push back the next season or what? You know what I mean?
Is NHL completely officially done too, or
No,
they're still on standby?
NHL would have
Nothing's
like 20
officially
more
done.
games. Yeah, they would have like 20, 30 more games just like the NBA. So are you going to jump right into the playoffs? I don't like that because you're messing with the integrity of the game. You know, you got to have like finish the season, right? Or do you just jump into playoffs,
Well,
which I
let's
don't
say
like?
that they figure no. Let's say they want to just put on games. Like let's say in 2 weeks the curve is we've already flattened the curve, all that bullshit.
You have to play the season.
If they were to come back in 2 weeks or a month, they'd go right to the playoffs. They would go
No, I don't like that.
right to some kind of tournament. Yeah, that's fine that
don't
you
like
don't
that.
like it, but I mean you can't play 30 games in 2 weeks, Lo.
No, but you would have to
If
push
they're
everything
going to
you
go
have
right to the playoffs. Yeah,
So
I'm just telling you what they would do.
So will there be no champion for 2019, 2020 NBA season? What's your
Well,
prediction?
Like it to me.
if they go right to the playoffs, there will be a champion, but I don't think they should do that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, but
I
I don't think they will.
I think there will be no champion. Asterisks on all these sports. Asterisks baseball, asterisks football, basketball, hockey, asterisks everything.
I mean, but realistically speaking, though, let's just say 3 months from now, well, then, yeah, they'd have no break to roll into the next regular season.
Yeah, then that would have to be pushed
What
back.
if they started a couple months? I was thinking, like, what if they started a couple months from now? What if they started a couple months from now, or a month? A month from now, they started like a whole month of training camp, because you got to get back in shape. A lot of these guys are resting, and they're probably doing a little bit, but you got to get back in game ready basketball shape.
Well, that's another great point because people don't realize that you're not just going to jump right back into it. So they're going to have to 2-3 weeks or more. You're right about getting ready to play the season. You know what I mean?
I disagree a little bit with that, just a little bit, because but they've only been out a month. Really, it's enough. It's enough to get your bruises like healed. I mean, I think Doughty. I can't remember which hockey player was saying. He goes, "If we start the playoffs, there's no excuses," he said, because we all go into the playoffs. This is from a hockey point of view, but he goes, "We all go into the playoffs with all these injuries, with all these nicks and bruises that we don't tell anyone about, and we're going to go in without them now." You know, so okay. I mean, is there a game situation? For sure, but on the other side, pressure from the other side is the fact that you're not going in with these cuts and bruises. You're not playing as injured. You know what I mean? There's a chance.
Do you add a team or not? Do you add a team or not in the playoffs because you're going straight to the playoffs? Do you add a couple of teams in like hockey so they don't get screwed because they were in playoff contention?
No, I think you do fewer teams.
So those teams get screwed that were like on the cusp of getting into the playoffs. Basically, is what you're saying.
Well, who knows? It would be some kind of tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you would have to add a few teams that were like close if you're going to go right into the playoffs. If you're doing it that way.
Yeah, like, but Lo, you're like.
I'm like,
you're
what,
like mixing
man?
up time, though. You know what I mean? You're cutting out a little low, but it's like, well, you're like, I'm going to add a few teams. I'm telling you. You're saying I'm going to add you need to add a few teams. You don't have this super long time. How many games are you going to fit? You know, if it happens in a month, that's March. You know what I mean? The NBA playoffs are like 2.5 months.
Well, I know we were talking NHL. The NHL is 7 games each series, so I know it's a long time. But I'm just saying, like,
even longer. So maybe those teams on the cusp get a little play-in game.
That's what I mean. You got to like how would it happen? I don't know. I just think you got to do something because I don't like you're screwing some other teams. You know what I mean?
Well, what do you think, Wayne? If playoffs were coming back in 1 month, you could do it from an NBA point of view. If NBA was coming back in 1 month, how do you structure the rest of the season and playoffs? Or do you just cut out the season? How do you structure it? How many teams? What do you do? Or do we just go, fuck it, let's do Clippers versus Lakers?
I mean, that robs the fans of what makes the NBA, those moments of what makes the NBA great. So I'm going to go ahead
Fans
and
are wrong,
say
dude.
I think that they just shorten everything by a month. So if the NBA season was to start a month from now, then they'll do the regular season, and then they'll take away a month out of the regular season for the following year.
So yeah, that's another thing. It could be pushed back to next year. So you're saying finish the real season this year if they come back.
I'm saying give them enough time, whatever it is, 3 weeks to condition and be ready to start playoffs. Start the playoffs as they are. Whatever number a team, start the playoffs, let the playoffs run out. And then when the regular season starts, when the next regular season is supposed to start, they'll just delay it a month and omit those first month, 30 days worth of games from the next.
So next year is going to be a shortened season. So you can't get around that. Yeah, you can't get around it. I mean, both seasons are going to be messed up in basketball and hockey, basically, right?
Okay, so let's talk. Let's start talking about the calendar. We've done like 10 minutes on the calendar right now. Right now, if the playoffs started, how do your opinions change the way we were headed? Is there any team that's served better by the rest? The Clippers, for example, Kawhi doesn't need any more rest days. Is there any team that's served better by it? Is there any team that benefits from a smaller playoff group? Or do you guys think Western Conference is going to be Clippers, Lakers? Eastern Conference was going to be Milwaukee and who was second place there? The Raptors? You guys think?
Yeah, I think the cream rises to the top for sure. So I think those elite teams would be there in the end, barring any unforeseen injuries.
I mean, Celtics would be pretty good, but Tatum supposedly hasn't touched the basketball in a month and a half. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that ain't good. But
I mean, it'd be Celtics or Raptors. I mean, one of them would sneak through. That would probably be actually a pretty good series to see who loses to Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee. I know that people were starting to get down on Milwaukee, but I think in the playoffs, Milwaukee was going to be the one.
Yeah, Milwaukee with the Greek Freak is a very good team for a series or two. I like the Clippers. You like the Clippers. Wayne likes the Lakers.
And then Wayne's superhero also likes the Lakers.
Who's that? Who's that? Batman? Batman or
It is Batman.
His superhero.
I mean,
Batman,
I don't think he's Batman. Wayne thinks he's Batman.
No, what?
Black Batman, baby.
No, I mean, you're the Black Robin, maybe.
So I want to see these sports. You're going to see like Fight Island. UFC's doing trademarks and stuff. UFC Fight Island, they're trademarking like everything. You might see that
for that.
You might see that in a couple weeks, in a month, but you're not going to see no live stadium sports for 6 months.
What is the official date for the UFC?
There's no official date. The next thing on the schedule is in May. But who knows what they'll do? They haven't. Fight Island is I don't know. It's like almost like a rumor. I mean, Dana says it's real, but no one knows where this island is, and you know what I mean. What changes if he does something on Fight Island? Doesn't the head of Disney and the head of ESPN still call him and go, "Hey, this is not safe"?
Please it just doesn't look. It doesn't look good from a Disney aspect, or like let's get these guys to fight it out and go to the hospital during this freaking time, But they weren't going to fight on the Fight Island next. They were going to fight at that UFC facility, possibly, right, in May.
No. The facility they definitely can't. They were going to fight at a casino, and that was the Ferguson fight that got canceled.
No, I heard the facility was soon. Is what I heard.
A long time ago. No, that was
like
a while ago.
No. I heard it a while ago, but I heard it recently. Is what I'm.
With the boxing, so they would do it in a second at that facility right there on the 215, but the boxing commissions are closed. So that's still state. It's still regulated by the state.
Okay, so they don't have nobody to watch it to sanction it.
Yeah, every boxing commission. When I say boxing commission, of course, it's all combat sports, but every boxing commission in the country is not giving licenses. So they would have done it already. That's where it would have been. They would have held it there, except that Nevada State Boxing Commission said no. So if you heard something recently, that means that there must have also been a little bit of news that the boxing commission might license it soon, within a month or something. But you guys are right. I think UFC and boxing comes back first because those are easy. Those are easy cards to set up. There's not this preset schedule year round. Like you can theoretically get 2 boxers that are ready to fight. The only problem is it's a bad look because all these fighters need doctors and they take hospital beds for a night.
Yeah, exactly. That's the look that's where it's going to happen the most likely, that you got to go to the hospital, and that's a real bad look.
If they have a quarantined segment or situation, I mean, it can work out. So the biggest thing is, I mean, obviously we all know the fight game. The root of the fight game is prize fighting. So all of these fighters, unfortunately, that are missing these fights are also missing out on money. So they're essentially unemployed too.
Yeah, except for whatever whatever sponsorships they have, but a lot of those are gone because those companies are all losing money. So yeah, it's sad for them. It was already sort of a tough sport to be in unless you were at the very top. It was real tough to be in. So, and they're contractors. So it's not, when Dana White says he's not laying anyone off, he's talking about like the accountants and the videographers and stuff. He's not talking about that guy making 10 grand in the undercard. That guy's not making any money, and that guy can't even train right now.
He
can't apply for unemployment.
No, he can't do anything, man. All he can do is cut weight and pray. WWE, they cut a lot of people too.
Who did?
Like WWE. The elite guys aren't hurting, obviously. But Tony Ferguson. Shout out to Tony Ferguson, who will beat Khabib when they do match up. He cut weight on the date the fight was supposed to be. That's a win. I love it.
Hey, do you do this on purpose? Do you like the opposite team on purpose just to be different? Like Lakers are going to win, not the Clippers. Ferguson's going to win, not Khabib. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's like, I mean, Ferguson could beat Khabib, but that's not very likely.
He's an American, Angelo. He's an American, and he's from Cleveland. Why are you surprised he's rooting for the American and LeBron?
I'm not surprised about that, but I thought what about Ferguson? He's not from Cleveland.
I said he's American.
I like Khabib, but he's American.
But Ferguson's
okay, so
American.
you just go for Americans.
Cut, wait, and pray. Perry says, "Cut, wait, and pray." That's actually a good title card for our conversation right now.
Cut, wait, and pray.
Cut, wait, and pray. Hey, I'll tell you what. When we talked about this, I mean, let's talk about this nonstop because it's really the fight that needs to happen at some point. But the reason I love this fight so much is because I actually don't know who's going to win. I lean Khabib, but I lean Khabib like the curve in my dick, like this. You know what I mean? But like real
fucking white guys.
I mean, I mean, I'm not surprised he went there, but like we shouldn't be going there. You don't go there in the 28th minute of a live podcast. You might go there in the 50th minute, but not the 28th minute. We're still getting people coming to the show.
You don't ever need to go there.
This.
Speaking of which, who said Ferguson would also win? The great Chuck Liddell. The great Chuck Liddell said Ferguson wins.
Yeah, Chuck Liddell trains with Tony Ferguson, I believe. I think Tony Ferguson goes up to the Central Coast. I might be wrong about that.
Plus,
but,
Chuck
I think
Liddell,
they're actually friends.
I don't think Chuck Liddell really knows his name too much either. Like Ferguson, they're kind of probably real similar.
We never listen to fighters because you don't know. Yeah, I never listen to fighters though because you don't know like their allegiances. They always they say like their friend unless it's really crazy. They say it's their friend.
Yeah, it's like their friend, or they lost to that guy, so they want to look good, you know?
He was breaking it down with, and it made sense. He said Tony is not going to be like Khabib, or like Conor was. Conor, it's pretty well known that Conor will go the distance. He will go the distance, but he'll lose strength throughout the fight. So by the third or fourth round, Conor's not really Conor. Tony's not going to get tired.
That's most fighters, though.
Tony's not going to get tired. I know, but
there's not a lot of Fergusons or Khabibs. Either does Khabib. Khabib just works you.
So Tony's not going to get tired. Khabib was getting touched by punches from Connor. Connor was landing some punches on Khabib later in the fight.
Yeah, but you don't know if Khabib could go.
That's not a good example. That's not the best example because he wasn't really laying punches on, and Connor's a good striker. The one where he was getting real punches laid on him was by Iaquinta. I don't know, but I agree with what Wayne says. I agree with what Wayne says. I don't want to talk about Connor for a second. I agree with what Wayne says, but Wayne's going to disagree with me for no reason. He made me lose my train of thought. But I don't think it matters. Yeah, I don't think it matters that Ferguson isn't going to.
Well, you were talking about Khabib against Al Qaeda. You were talking about Khabib.
I don't think it matters that Ferguson won't lose wind against Khabib. I don't think that's a big deal. The fact is that can Khabib hold him down, and then can he do it four times? Four times.
So my question to you is this then: say Tony Ferguson stops Khabib's takedowns, who wins?
I mean, is he going to stop that? Is he going to stop that? He would only stop it by like a knockout or something, right?
No. What he's saying is that if he can not get taken down, or if he can get up, because he's actually good on the ground. I mean,
he's not going to get up. He's not going to get up if Khabib gets on him. I don't think.
That's what he's saying, though. That's the way he's saying.
Takedowns. Yeah. Hypothetically, if he stuffs his takedowns, and
Ferguson,
he does get on the ground, who wins?
Ferguson, obviously. If Ferguson can stop the takedowns, then Ferguson obviously wins. You know what I mean? That's the question: is does he get taken down or not? That's the question. You know.
That is the question, but you could say if Ferguson doesn't stop his takedowns and Khabib's all over and on top of him, who's going to win?
That's literally what we just said. That's the question: is whether they get taken down. You know.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So you could say that exactly. You could say a complete opposite.
You're sounding like Trump right now. That was a Trumpism right there. That was a low Trumpism.
A low Trumpism. So then that's the question. How is Ferguson going to stop Khabib? That's the question. No one has been able to, and I know Ferguson has great footwork. You know what I mean? But Khabib grabbed everyone.
If Khabib gets on him, he's going to maul him. He's going to maul him if he gets on him.
He wins the fight.
Go ahead, Wayne.
I say he stops the takedowns, he wins the fight.
No, I get that. Tell me how he's going to stop the takedowns.
You're saying if he stops the takedowns, he wins the fight. If Khabib gets him down and he doesn't stop the takedowns, Khabib's going to win the fight. Same thing.
He's long and flexible. He's long.
Hey, what's up, Zachary?
Say hi.
Zachary, what's up, dog?
He knows.
He's mad.
He knows me.
Yeah.
He knows me. He actually he doesn't know more.
Don't cry. Dry your eyes.
Okay, so wait. You think? What if he doesn't get the takedowns? What do you think happens?
You can come in. Leave him alone.
What do you think happens if he doesn't do the takedowns?
No, that's not the question. We've already answered those questions. This is the
question. It is the question because if he doesn't do that, I think Khabib wins.
No kidding.
This is what I'm
saying. Is the question. How does he stop the takedowns, Wayne? How does he?
I'm going to tell you how. He is tall. He's taller, longer limbs, and very flexible, which all bodes well to stuff takedowns.
So he's going to have to move quick, basically. He's going to have to move.
Leverage and flexibility.
Leverage
and flexibility makes it difficult to take someone down. A la John Jones versus Gustafsson. Gustafsson stopped almost every takedown that John Jones tried to attempt to make. Why?
In the first fight.
He was tall because he was the first fight. Why? Because he was tall and long.
Well, the height doesn't matter. How much taller is he than Khabib?
In the second fight, he took him down at will.
Leverage.
In the second fight,
it's leverage.
In the second
is he that much taller than him?
Angelo, hold on. In the second fight, he did take him down all the time. He took him down nonstop, John Jones did. And the leverage stuff is, that Khabib fights through the leverage stuff. You got a longer leg, you're going to grab the leg. I don't think Ferguson. My question isn't whether Ferguson can stuff the takedowns. He'll stuff a few. Is he going to stuff them all? And then my next question is the only thing that I think Khabib's going to get him eventually down my question for Khabib is that every round starts with him standing. Like, can he do it consistent? Can he do it consistently?
I got a question for you.
That's the hard part. That's where I start leaning towards Wayne.
I got a question for you. I wish you could look it up right now, but you got Zachary in your hands. I was going to ask you, how many times has Khabib been submitted in a fight? How many fights has he lost?
What do you mean? Never.
He's had 0 losses. He's
never, man.
Khabib, I meant Tony Ferguson.
Oh,
never. I don't think many. I don't think he never either.
Yeah, he had some early losses. I'll look it up real quick.
Not submitted though, right? I don't think he's been
submission.
No, I don't think it might be like one, maybe.
I'm telling you this right now. I don't think he gets submitted by Khabib. He's not Conor.
So then, how else does Khabib win?
Holding him down for 5 minutes and punching him in the face, and Tony Ferguson can't do anything about it.
So you're saying he wins on the cards? He wins on the cards.
Yeah. That's how Khabib wins most fights. That's how Khabib wins most fights.
He just dominates them.
Tony's
he got
way too much card.
I'm answering your question, Wayne. He got subbed by, in some lower level, he got subbed by a guy named Jamie Toney, and that was like in 2009. That was his second to last loss.
Not to be confused with James Toney.
Yeah, not James Toney. He lost a decision. His last loss was a decision to Michael Johnson in 2012. So he hasn't lost since.
So once
once. Well, he might have had one way earlier. Let's see.
Okay, so we know that Tony's not going to get submitted. We know Tony's not going to get submitted. Okay, so then how many times? Now look at your computer and tell me how many times has.
I'm going to disagree with that anyway, though. I disagree.
How many times has Khabib stopped the fight with TKO where they just couldn't carry on because he beat him into submission?
Well, that's going to be a little bit more. That's going to be a little bit
7. More. And I think he could submit Ferguson for sure. So
I mean, Ferguson's probably technically better. Jiu-jitsu.
Who's jiu-jitsu's better? There we go.
Ferguson.
There we go. Ferguson. There we go.
Yeah, but wrestling's different. Wrestling, you decide where the person's going to be.
Right. But wrestling, you also leave yourself exposed to a very good jiu-jitsu artist.
No, not Khabib. Khabib is not a slacker. I mean, he fights sambo. You know what I mean? So it's not like our wrestling where once you're on your back, you're lost.
Khabib's like no other.
Yeah, exactly.
So can we bet? Can we bet the two of you? Let's bet online. Can we do that?
No, Chris thinks Khabib's going to win. I think he thinks Khabib's going to win.
This is my favorite kind of fight where I don't know. I'm in the middle.
No, well, nobody knows. I'll say Khabib. We don't know.
I know.
You know for sure?
I was trying to see if we could, I don't know, bet like a 6-pack to your house or something. I don't know.
No, you ain't gonna pay that.
Angelo was right on. Angela's right on. It's eight TKOs in his undefeated career, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8,
so the
9, 10 submissions.
Nice.
The Poirier fight, right? So if he doesn't submit you, you got a good chance to win. Is my argument. And
why is that? He's undefeated. He's undefeated.
We just told you he's 10-8.
He's undefeated. Why do you have a good chance?
You actually don't. Yeah, exactly.
You have a horrible chance.
You actually don't know.
No, I said if he does not submit you, if Khabib does not submit you, you have a good chance to winning. That's what I'm saying. And also, what I'm saying to you is this.
He's undefeated. You have a horrible chance of winning. You have a horrible chance of winning.
Almost. It's almost you're going to lose. It's either going to be by TKO, submission, or decision. What do you mean you have a good chance?
Hey, I don't think you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say.
Go ahead.
I don't think you understand what you're saying.
I know you guys are making fun of me, but because that's what you like to do. But just because you can't comprehend what a brother's saying, you know what I'm saying? So,
no, but you're talking about an undefeated fighter. You have a horrible chance of winning. Like you're talking about, if you don't submit, he's gonna beat you on the card.
So you got an undefeated fighter, right? So he's awesome, right? I was asking how many of these fights did he win by? My initial question was how many fights did he win by not submitting someone?
Okay, so if it was like 30, then you might be more right, but it's like half.
No, it's exactly almost 33%. He wins every fight, and you don't know whether it's going to be by submission, by card, or I mean, it's almost 33% each one.
So wouldn't Wayne be more right if it was like 25, 30 fights worth submission? You'd be more right.
We're going to let Wayne explain himself, Lo. Go ahead, explain yourself.
It's more about how many. If he wins most of his fights by submission, and Tony Ferguson stops his submissions, then there's a higher probability that Tony wins the fight.
But he doesn't win. He doesn't win more fights by submission. He doesn't.
He doesn't. They're all very, very close. It's like 10-8, 11, or something like that.
So if it was like 30,
they go to decision. So what you're saying is they also go to decision.
Yeah. Okay. He has no losses. He has 8 by knockout. He has 10 by submission. He has 10 by submission, 10 by decision. So basically what I'm saying is that he wins every fight, and there's almost an equal chance of the way he's going to win it.
I see. That's what I'm saying. 33%. I get it. 10, 10,
so
10. I get it.
The percentages say Ferguson needs to knock him out or he's going to lose. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think that either.
Here's my thing.
I don't think that either because I think he's going to win on top of him.
But the percentages say to me that there's a 10% chance that he submits him. If he doesn't submit him, then there's a 20% chance that says Tony wins the fight.
No,
20 or more.
Math is not your strong suit, Wayne. What you're saying doesn't make any sense.
No, because that would mean that there was it's like a 30 or 40% chance something else happens.
Okay. I think I can find some common ground and we can still talk about this. I don't care, but let me just get us some common ground. Irrespective of who we each think is going to win, I think we're in agreement that Khabib could win any. Khabib could win any of the 3 ways, except that if Tony Ferguson is able to stuff the takedowns consistently, he will most likely win. I think he could still win on the cards that way, Lo. If he could stuff the takedowns and he just has it, it might look like Tyron Woodley versus our Brazilian friend, where he stuffed like 40 takedowns in that fight. But if Khabib gets a hold of him, and I think that's what we all knew from the beginning, if Khabib can get a hold of him and get a hold of him consistently, it may go to the cards. It may be a savage, maybe a knockout.
What you're suggesting there in that statement is not easy to do. He's just not going to grab. He's not Conor. He's not going to grab Ferguson and be able to toss him at will. He's going to catch elbows and punches to the face. Tony is a longer body that throws a lot of punches in high volume. And I mean,
Khabib's not an idiot. Khabib's not an idiot, and this wrestling's at another level.
And if he gets on top of him, that's not good. If he gets on top of him, it ain't going to be pretty.
If I recall correctly, Tony Ferguson was actually favored in the odds books by the casinos.
I mean, he might be. I say it's close. I say it's close, but I'm saying that. Okay, let me put it this way: Khabib has fought high-level strikers that are better strikers than him. Tony Ferguson's never fought a wrestler like this.
Nobody has, right? Until you fight him.
Yeah,
nobody has.
Yeah, no one's fought Khabib.
The Khabib fight that lets me know that he could possibly be beat and knocked out actually is him versus Alaquinta and him versus Poirier. Both very strong elite punchers that did land punches on Khabib.
And Ferguson's better than both those guys, so it's going to be a close fight, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that, but I mean, what the hell?
Well, I disagree a little bit with it.
I still don't understand.
I think that he chose to stand with him. You know what I mean? Like he chose to stand, like maybe a little bit stupidly.
You better not choose to do that with Tony. And if you do,
I agree with that. So that's why the Iaquinta fight isn't right on, and the Poirier fight was a good fight. But he was clearly the winner. Like you can't go. He got touched. You know what I mean? Tony touches a lot of people. He doesn't knock them all out. You know, like Tony touches a lot of people. Like, Khabib's gonna get touched.
He's gonna get his face wrecked if he stands in front of Tony.
Yeah, but he's not going to do that. Like you're just like you're acting like the guy's only a wrestler. Like he's an elite fighter still. He's still a high level elite fighter. Okay, what's next? Where'd Logo, dude? Did you make him so mad that he stormed off in anger?
Nah, I gotta. I'll be right back. All right.
Oh, great. What's this guy doing? Should we drop him for a minute? Let's do up close.
Wow.
It's getting intense, so we can listen to you. Let's just listen to you eat those chips like we have the whole fucking.
Dude, you look. Dude, you look like the mad scientist, homie.
My Corona cut.
You look like a mad scientist.
I probably have to. I probably have to pull out the clippers. Do like a sip.
Hey, if Khabib loses the fight, you got to shave your head.
I'm sure. Well, I'm not going to let it. No, I mean I'm too lazy to do that. Why are you telling me if Khabib loses the fight? I don't know who's going to. I'm saying I don't know who's going to win. Like, to me, this is the best fight. Like, I know right off the bat. I told everyone from the beginning. Like, it was just very clear to me that Conor was going to beat the hell out of Cowboy, and I know he was a super favorite. But people start making up these stories and these scenarios on how Cowboy could win, and I think even on this show, I was just like, "There's no chance of it." I love the fight. I love the fight.
I had no clue. I had no clue he was going to beat the shit out of Cowboy. I had no idea.
I didn't think that quick. Well, I didn't think that quick, but he was going to tear him up. I mean, Conor's going to tear up almost anyone standing. Like that, he's actually a super heavy.
Okay.
Not Khabib. Yeah, not Khabib because it wasn't standing. He got wrestled down. Now Conor Ferguson, that's a great fight. That's a great fight. Well, it's hard to say, man. That's a great fight. Tony's bigger. That's the problem there. That's Tony and Conor.
How much damage? I think you forget how much damage Tony puts on people's faces, man. I really do.
I don't forget. I saw it. I mean, but I also saw how much damage Conor took in the second fight with Nate Diaz. So I mean, Conor could take damage too. He's going to get tired. Maybe that's the way he loses. But Conor's a super elite striker, and that left hand gets through. I mean, that's the Conor thing. I don't like every MMA talk to go back to Conor. It annoys me a little bit, but that's a good fight too.
We could also talk about the Gaethje, the fight that is supposed to happen, possibly, the Gaethje and Ferguson fight. So that is the May 6th fight?
Yeah, that's not happening. Well, I said it last time. I said it in the stream you and I did without Low. He's back. Sorry, Low.
Hold on.
No, you're good. You're good. I was like, hey, you let me back in? It's all good.
Yeah.
But hold on, though. It could very well happen because states are starting to lax what they, the whole social distancing thing beginning May 1st. So there is a high probability that this fight does happen.
No, but then Khabib comes and fights. That's the fight they want to make. But the Gaethje fight's a good example. I think. Can you guys hear him screaming my name? Can you hear him?
Yeah, it doesn't bother us.
Okay. I mean, I feel bad. I got to let this guy. I think that's another good example. I'll let you guys react to this. But in the context of Gaethje versus Ferguson, I think that's a fight perfectly set up for Ferguson to kick his ass.
Why doesn't Wayne tell me what I need to react to? Because I didn't hear the last 2 minutes now. I was taking a pee. I was taking a pee, you know what I'm saying?
Just what I said, that Gaethje's a great fighter, but it's the exact kind of fighter Ferguson tears up.
Oh, Ferguson? I thought he was supposed to fight. Okay. I mean, I could see that. Ferguson's bigger. Ferguson's a lot bigger than Gaethje, but not a Khabib.
But I personally don't like that fight for Ferguson because I think that Justin Gaethje is very dangerous, man, and I don't like the fact that
the most dangerous fighter in the UFC is Khabib. So what are you talking about? You're talking about dangerous.
Tony Gaethje's dangerous.
Yeah,
Gaethje's
but Tony. You said you're scared because Gaethje's dangerous. Khabib's probably the most dangerous fighter in the UFC. So would you be scared of Khabib fighting?
He's talking about, dude, Angela, you know what he's talking about. He's talking about the knockout power that Gaethje has and moving forward.
And he's quit.
Yeah, but I think that falls right into Gaethje. I think that falls right into what Ferguson likes. If you're just moving forward, Ferguson's going to touch you a lot.
I mean, that's a good fight. Gaethje, that's a good fight. I like Gaethje. But we want to see the Ferguson Khabib, right?
Oh, of course. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
we've talked about Ferguson Khabib for like 25 minutes, guys. Let's move on.
Like this, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if you were like, "Hey, Gage, you won the fight." I wouldn't be surprised against Ferguson.
I would.
All right,
I would.
I'll throw us another topic. I'll go NFL if you guys are ready for a little NFL.
Let's do it. NFL.
Anybody up for that?
Go. Just move the conversation along, guys.
So here we're going. So I know we're talking about the draft soon, and like drafts on Thursday in a few days. So we could talk about some picks and stuff. But something I was learning too was the. What's up?
Didn't I literally say I don't want to go deep into picks right now?
No, I said I didn't go deep. I said we could go into some picks. And even if we were going to go in a couple picks, that wouldn't be deep. Deep would be pick 199, Mr. Irrelevant. Wouldn't that be deep? We ain't going deep. We could talk about a couple picks that you think, maybe your favorite team, what they're going to pick, or the first 5-10 picks, your favorite player. But I was going to talk about the Wonderlic. There's a lot of news about the Wonderlic scores. Have you guys heard any of that?
I haven't read any of that, so report on it. We can react to it because the Wonderlic scores that's very interesting on whether that's even relevant and who's passing and stuff.
Well, the Wonderlic means absolutely nothing, to be honest with you. But
I disagree. I disagree.
All right, so if you disagree, so Tua had I think he had a 12 or a 13. He was the worst of the quarterbacks, scoring wise, right? So that's pretty bad. The score goes to 50. All right, so Tua did really bad. He's now he's an injury risk, and he did horribly on the Wonderlic, right? The best guy was Iowa quarterback, and then like Joe Burrow did pretty good. Jake Fromm did pretty good out of Georgia. But to give you a little perspective, the MVP of the NFL last year scored a 13, just like Tua. You know who that was, right?
Yeah. Kansas City.
No, the MVP of the NFL.
Baltimore. Yeah,
Lamar Jackson. So
you can't remember any names, dude.
Okay, so that just shows you, that's a quick reference of why the Wonderlic means nothing. The MVP of the whole NFL last year scored a 13. Some players, I was looking like Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly scored like a 15. You have a lot of players, Terry Bradshaw. You have a lot of Dan Marino, 15. You have some Hall of Famers that scored horribly, and that's supposed to be an IQ.
Dan Marino scores 15.
Yeah, so it's like an IQ test. It's like your conjugative, like doing like problems, right? Like solving problems and whatever, math, whatever, all kinds of problems. But I would disagree. I say it means nothing. For a quarterback, you would think it means more, but like obviously for like a running back, Ray Lewis scored 13, one of the best linebackers of all time.
Yeah.
So Wayne, why do you think it means a lot? Because I think some players that I named you shows it does.
I didn't say it means a lot. I said that it does have some relevancy. I think that it does give you a gauge to where you can see, hey, is this guy able to make quick decisions? That's all.
I mean, I guess
it's the end all be all. It's definitely not the end all be all.
I mean, if you're an athlete that doesn't do good in tests, you're not going to do good in that.
Agreed.
So it means nothing. So to me, it means absolutely. I actually would go for a guy that scores worse. If I was going to go based on that, I would be like, I want a guy. I'm not going to tell him that, but I'm going to go on a guy that scores horribly. That's what I'm going to draft.
Or you don't even worry about it.
Yeah, right? I wouldn't worry about it.
Because the best Wonderlic score, I think, is the best Wonderlic score is what's his name that had they went to Harvard.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Fitzmagic, the best Wonderlic score, right? So.
Not the best Wonderlic ever, but yeah, you're right. He has one of the best ever. One of the best.
Who is the best Wonderlic ever?
Somebody scored a perfect. No, somebody scored a perfect score, 50. Fitzpatrick had a 48. But if Wonderlic meant everything, wouldn't Yale and Harvard quarterbacks go number 1 and 2 every year?
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. I mean,
it doesn't mean anything. I mean,
it doesn't hurt to take it. I think that's what Wayne's trying to say. It doesn't kill you to see the score, but you need your quarterbacks. You need your players doing something different, and they need to understand the game more. Like, why are you doing like fucking? Some people aren't good at puzzles. Why are you doing puzzles and stuff when you could be just seeing how well he recognizes defensive patterns and stuff.
Yeah, and then it's like how good is the athlete? Like Ray Lewis doesn't take good tests, but Ray Lewis will light your ass up and tackle you. And we are talking about the NFL. You know what I mean? So it's like it could be like you want a guy that scores 48, but I'll name you 10 players that scored a 13 to 15 that are better than guys that scored 48.
So Joe Burrow scored high.
Okay, so he was the best, the second best this year, right?
Best quarterback, maybe second best.
Yeah, because the Iowa quarterback scored good. Jake Fromm from Georgia scored really good. But does that make you want to, Wayne? Does that make you want to draft him? If you just heard the NFL last year scored a 13.
No. I said it's just a variable in the equation. It's not a end all be all for sure.
Okay, so
which let me ask you this, guys. Why is it that many of the SEC quarterbacks don't really find too much success in the NFL? Fromm, who was the guy at Georgia before Fromm?
Okay,
he didn't make it.
What about McElroy for Alabama? He didn't make it. He scored like a 48.
LSU quarterbacks tend not to find success in the NFL. Why are these SEC quarterbacks? Is it that their teams are really that good that they can't find success in the NFL? Or is it like, why are guys like Georgia's quarterbacks? Who was the guy before Fromm? Man, what was the kid's name that played at Georgia before Fromm? I thought he would have been a decent quarterback. The kid at LSU that Sarda loves. What's his name?
Mettenberger.
Yes.
No, Mettenberger.
Metzenberger. Yeah, Mettenberger.
Yeah, he figured it out.
Alabama quarterbacks.
We're talking about McElroy. I was talking about McElroy. He didn't play. Well, he hasn't had PT. No, but he hasn't had playing time at all.
Who's the cat that was before Tua and Hurt? He didn't find success in the NFL. Nah, that's not his name.
Not
Are you talking about Jacob Eason? Are you talking about Jacob Eason?
No, he's talking about the guy that went to Cincinnati. That be after
quarterback.
Yeah.
After McElroy. He's talking about
the guy that went to Cincinnati. You're right.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't had no playing time. Right? He hasn't had much playing time. You're talking about he was dating that supermodel. You know that guy I'm talking about. But anyway, he hasn't had playing time, so it doesn't really matter.
My question is why do SEC quarterbacks not find success in the NFL? And if that's the case, should someone be worried about Tua?
Go ahead, Lo.
I mean, you might be worried about him because of his injuries, not because of his Wonderlic score. I mean,
no. Lo. He's done. Wayne's done with Wonderlic.
I know.
More general
SEC. Yeah. SEC. He's saying that they have their lineups are so loaded in an SEC that maybe that they don't have enough help in the NFL. Is that what you're saying? They can't produce in the NFL?
Or it's an anomaly. It's to an anomaly.
So answer this. What Wayne is noticing is that SEC quarterbacks don't make it. Why do you think that is? And then what are your specific feelings about Tua in that context?
Does that sound like you're saying SEC is overrated and the Big Ten is the best league in the college?
He didn't say that yet.
I mean, he's saying Buckeyes. I see Ohio right here. We got two Ohio's and a Vegas.
You know what he thinks. You know what he thinks, but I think it's a legitimate question. Why?
Okay, I just finished the equation. That's what he was talking about. He was about to be Ohio State, Big Ten. I just finished it.
You finished it, but I think he's curious about that.
Legitimate question. It was a legitimate question, though.
Okay, who's had success?
Lo just dismissed it.
Cam Newton's had success mildly, right? He might be the only.
Cam Newton counts as a success coming out of college.
So if you're going to talk like that, you might be right. I mean, there's not a lot of quarterbacks. I just think that just happens. What is it? They've had success in the running back, right? Like running back or
like running backs, linebackers, wide receivers. They all find success coming from the SEC, but not quarterbacks.
So the quarterbacks
you guys still haven't come out. Alabama.
Alabama's not had.
No, I'm saying I'm still trying to think of that quarterback. I'm still trying to think of that quarterback today.
I mean,
AJ McCarron?
Yeah, that's it, McCarron. There you go.
Oh, AJ McCarron. Yeah.
Who would be
That's the one I know.
Because Alabama has had multiple championships throughout the decades. So there was
people knew
quarterbacks.
People knew that though.
TEAM team. That's why. That's why.
Yeah, people knew that about McCarron.
Yeah.
People knew that about Alabama. I mean, you guys know I'm not a big college fan, so it's hard for me. To really talk about it, but I mean, people knew that about McCarron for sure. I think in general, the style of the SEC is just not quarterback centric, but because the teams are so loaded, the quarterback gets a lot of TV time.
Yeah, you didn't think McCarron was going to dominate the NFL. You didn't think that. Nobody thought that.
But Tua might. Is Tua still? That's what he's asking.
What about
yes? If he doesn't get injured, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
all right. So is Burrow the next Metzenberger?
Yes.
Oh, so Burrow's a nothing.
Burrow's a nothing. I like
quarterback. In your opinion, both of your opinions, who's the best quarterback in the draft?
Go ahead, Chris.
Who would you want your team if Aaron Rodgers wasn't quarterbacking and you guys had the first pick? If Aaron Rodgers wasn't the quarterback and you had the first pick, what quarterback in today's college draft would you want your team to pick?
Chris, go ahead unless you want me to go.
I do want you to take this because you'll answer it better. I mean, I'm better with the pro sports. So when you just said first pick, the Packers pick is in the back of the draft.
Yeah, this is just a hypothetical.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if they had the first pick overall, I might not say Tua, but the Packers have a later pick. If they can get Tua, I take it. That's a good risk, especially for the Packers who can have a dud. You know, because Aaron Rodgers is going to play a little bit longer. Tua's worth the risk, even though he's an injury risk. Tua's worth it to put behind there. You know, and Tua was going to be number one until he got hurt. Tua was going to be number one.
Yeah, but I don't think the Packers can get him though because he's too far back. I mean, they're too far back, right?
They're too far back, right? But he said if we can get any of the quarterbacks, I would go with Tua because we could take the risk as a Packer fan. Also,
well, number one, he's talking number one. If you had a number one pick
overall,
saying Tua. Yeah, he's saying who's quarterback? Who do you go? Tua could be the right answer.
I mean, Woody.
No, Tua could be the right answer.
I know, dude. I mean, my problem is that okay. I don't know how bad this injury really was. I know it was pretty bad, but is it career bad? Because he was the obvious number one guy. You know.
Hey, hold on.
Go ahead. I'll still go with Tua. Go ahead and take it while he's gone.
All right, so I'm gonna take. I got two quarterbacks better than other quarterbacks that people like. Like a lot of people like Burrow. They like Tua. I like Tua, but they like Tua first. They like Burrow. I like the Oregon quarterback. All right, Hibbert. I think that's how you say his name. And I like Love from Utah State. Those are two guys that like. Yeah, those are two guys that like Love's the guy that's like supposedly he's like Mahomes, which he is. I saw some Utah State games. He's a quick runner. He could throw the ball hard. He's so he's like fast. He's kind of like a Mahomes-ish type of player. So I like the. Yeah, he's big. He could do it all. So I would take Love or Hibbert from Oregon. Those are the two players that I like. Two quarterbacks.
What's your answer? You guys know more about this than me. What's your answer, Wayne? To your own question.
Terrell Pryor.
My answer. My answer to my own question actually would be Tua as well. I think he's proven that he can make some very difficult throws in college football. Granted, there are good receivers that are catching the ball, but I think he's got a good understanding of the game. I think he would be a good number one pick.
So talk about the injuries a little bit, how they don't worry you or worry you.
I think in today's game, I mean, I know they say that he had the injury that took out Bo Jackson. I just think we're at a modern medicine age where at this point, when you rehab the right way, I think that you'll find success. And especially if you're young, I think it's a no-brainer to pick up.
Okay.
That's true. The eating's better. The people take care of their bodies better. They have nutritionists and all that other stuff. So that's true.
The science is better.
Yeah, that's true, though.
Do you guys know any news on his rehab? How that's going?
On Tua?
No. he recently posted like a video of him doing some drills and throwing footballs in between shuttles and cones. So I think he's trying to show the world, like, hey, I'm healthy. Let's play football.
I mean, Tua's game wasn't really speed, was it? It was accuracy and knowledge, right? I mean, it was more like his game is like.
He moved a lot in the pocket, though, didn't he? He was
maybe a little, but he wasn't like a runner. I didn't know him as a runner. He was a lefty, throw it right to your chest quarterback. I thought
he is. I thought I remember him scrambling like when he took over in that Alabama game. Remember when they put him in? Like it was just a real weird situation in the championship game.
Well, he did a little bit, of course. Yeah, he did a little bit, but
yeah, I mean that's when he was. I mean, he hadn't started the whole year or anything like that. So
at least that shows you that he could come cold off the bench, though. That was pretty good too, right?
He's like a guy cold off the bench in what might be the highest pressure situation he'll go into his career, depending what team he plays for.
So actually, if I was drafting, that makes me. I like that aspect. I like this guy didn't play at all, basically, and he just came up and won the title, like out of nowhere. I like that.
So, Sartor, let me ask you a question though. How would you feel if, speaking of late picks, how would you feel if the Packers drafted Jalen Hurts?
I mean, they're not, but I'm okay with them drafting a quarterback. Here's my theory of drafting. Draft a lot of quarterbacks because especially if you got a guy like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, if you got one of the elite 6, 7 guys, because I mean, how much fucking money has Bill Belichick made? How many players has he turned around trading guys like Ryan Mallett, you know what I mean? Just because that guy is good or known and he's behind a great quarterback, the league knows his name and everyone wants to see how they play. You know what I mean? And if you got a guy like Jalen Hurts, where people are like, oh, maybe he could play, maybe he's good. You know, if he shows some flashes in the preseason, that suddenly becomes a trade. That suddenly becomes a trade pawn later on in the year. You know what I mean?
So
you make a trade.
I think Rodgers is going to throw him out. Rodgers doesn't want him there.
No, not necessarily. Forget Rodgers. I'm saying their backup sucks. It's their backup is really bad.
Well, they got rid of the kid that Cleveland drafted. They got rid of that kid that Cleveland drafted. What was the kid? Oh, man.
I mean, most backups are bad. The Raiders have Mariota as a backup. That's a pretty good backup. The Packers have some dude that's not going to be in the NFL in a couple of years.
Yeah. They definitely don't have. And then they had drafted a while ago a guy that just never looked good in the preseason. They finally let him go. What I'm saying, though, is not the Packers or Aaron Rodgers will do this or that, right? And Aaron Rodgers actually been in that position, to be honest. So if anyone knows how it feels, it's him. And Steve Young know how it feels. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that any team, if you don't, like, every team has needs, right? If you need a linebacker and there's no good linebackers on the board, you can get the next good guy in the 3rd round. I'm saying the strategic choice is to get the quarterback off the board. Because you could always wheel and deal quarterbacks. Like,
so you don't go best available. You don't go best available. You go best.
Well, okay. In a fantasy draft, I'll go best available, right? And except in like certain situations, but mostly best available. In a football draft, you want to fix your needs, right? If you need a middle linebacker because your guy just left, your Pro Bowler left, and then you go for needs. But if the only linebacker available is you think he's still going to be available in a round or two, I'm saying that for trade bait, you got to have quarterbacks. So if you can get one of these top 5 guys somehow, if you end up with one of them, and all people do, especially if they're playing behind Rodgers, all people do is chatter about Ryan fucking Mallett. Who was the guy before Ryan Mallett?
I don't think the Packers want to hear that. Packers don't want to hear that. They don't want to have Jalen Hurts behind Rodgers.
The Packers had Kaiser. And then they also had that clown from UCLA.
UCLA. Yeah, UCLA.
And then they had the dude that was
good in whoever. I forget his name.
What was the black kid from UCLA?
That played for the Raiders. I've been trying to remember his name. That played for the Raiders.
He played for UCLA, then he went right to the Packers.
Oh, that's not who I'm talking about. They also had the guy that played for the Raiders that switched to a receiver for the Browns for a few years.
Oh, Hudley.
Oh yeah, Huntley is who I'm talking about. He's the guy that
Hudley's
they
the guy
thought was
they
going to
had.
be good.
Yeah,
he's the guy they thought was going to be good. Yeah. Huntley.
But they traded the Browns for Kaiser. Kaiser he fizzled out too, the kid that the Browns had drafted. You know what though? The NFL is such a copycat league. I think Jalen Hurts will probably go in the first 2 rounds because everybody's going to try to replicate that Lamar Jackson approach to football.
Yeah, I agree with that.
100% agree with what you just said, for sure. Also, quarterbacks, it's not like fantasy football where you shouldn't draft a quarterback too early because there's so many, right? In the real NFL, quarterbacks are actually, at a premium. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we were arguing, and I don't want to talk about Dak, but we were arguing about Dak, but the truth is that Dak is a legitimate starter. Like he
can throw, he can move. I mean, he's a good quarterback.
Legitimately, the question is whether he's 16 or 14 is where he is in the middle, right? But Dak is a legitimate starter. There's legitimately 14 guys at least worse than him that probably won't have jobs in a couple years. You know what I mean? And some of them are because they're old, and some of them are because they're young and they just fizzle out. And
I think Dak's more number 9 than 14, but
whatever,
people hate on the Cowboys.
Whatever.
No, I'm saying people hate on the Cowboys. I hate on the Cowboys. I don't like the Cowboys, but I'm saying people hate on the Cowboys so they make them 14.
I don't want to talk about the same thing again. Just get what my point is. Forget about that it was Dak. Get what my point is.
I get your point.
Quarterbacks are at a premium, right? So you always want to have a quarterback in there. You know what I mean? You always want to, only so many teams are lucky to have Breeze, Brady, Rodgers,
I see your point. I see your point.
Yeah. So if you got Stafford, I'm feeling like if there's a decent quarterback on the board and whatever your need is, you can still fill it in the next round. You just pick up the quarterback and try to trade him later.
Packers need to draft the best tight end on the board or the best wide receiver on the board or the second in both of those positions.
That's what everyone's saying. And that's what they're going to do. And there's no more free agents really. No big ones, so they have to do it. But I don't think that's the best. I don't think that's the best course of action because you're drafting these receivers because you need them for Aaron Rodgers, right? Because Aaron Rodgers is 36, and we want to make one more run. But receivers, it takes them like 2 years minimum.
I would say you need a quarterback. You need a quarterback or a linebacker or something like that. You need some defense, I would say.
Yeah. So draft, you need all this stuff. I mean, I think we should have really fought for a big free agent wide receiver. You know what I mean? Or make a trade. I mean, Odell would fit in Green Bay because there's nowhere to party.
You would have to trade because he's not going to sign there.
It would have to be a trade. Have to be a big trade, right? But you need someone to throw to. There's no one there except for Devontae Adams. There's no one there that's going to be the next Jordy. That's going to be the next. Randall Cobb or something like that. They're all
Donald Driver, bro. Donald Driver.
Who was a better wide receiver for the Packers, Jennings or Nelson?
I have to give it to
it's Jordy close. Nelson. That one's close.
It's not that close. Jennings was good, but nah. I mean, listen.
Jennings and Favre was dope, dude. That was pretty good.
They were at the end. I mean, Favre didn't have him for that long. Jennings had half his career with Favre, half his career with Rodgers. I think, though, it aligns with my argument with Brady that Jordy was probably in the right situation, right? But in the end, Jordy's resume looks a lot better than Jennings did. Jordy had more catches. He had more important catches. He looked like he had the ball more. He broke away more. Greg Jennings, as soon as he left, the Packers disappeared,
Does he have a Super Bowl? Doesn't he have a Super Bowl ring, though?
One with Favre.
Yeah, but is it with Aaron Rodgers?
No, Jennings. I thought Jennings won with Favre.
Favre won in fucking 1990. 6, dude.
Yeah,
I thought Jennings was
with
there.
Antonio Freeman. With
Yeah,
Antonio
that's
What,
Antonio
Sterling
Freeman.
Sharp? Sterling
You're
Sharp?
thinking of Robert. You're thinking of the guy that invented the Lambo Leap, whose name I forget. Robert, not Robert Johnson. That's a classic blues guitar player. You guys should know.
I'm thinking of. I'm trying to think of who you're talking about.
I mean,
right?
I just want to get this on tape here. I want to get this on tape. I mean, I think I know what you're going to say, but this will be funny.
Robert Brooks.
Who's had the better Packers career as a quarterback, Favre or Rodgers?
Come on, dude. We don't want to go to this right now. Come on.
I told these guys. They're in the back. No one can hear you guys. I put you in the back. I told these guys not to do the same conversation about Aaron Rodgers again. We've gone on about this Favre Aaron Rodgers thing in the fucking text nonstop. We don't need to do it. So I'm going to bring them back on, and we're going to talk about underwater basket weaving. Okay, we're going to talk about some underwater basket weaving because I'm trying to relax here. You know, we're already over an hour. No one notices we're over an hour. We're just having fun talking. Wayne, same shit. After this shit, Wayne is gonna try to bring some fucking Tom Brady shit on me. To be like, Tom Brady's the best. Like, let's talk about something new, guys. Here they are. They're back.
Hey, hold on. Wait, no. Hold on. No, that's messed up.
No.
Hey, stop.
Hold on.
Chris, did I start it? Did I start that? So how dare you cut me out, though?
But all I said was,
you need to shut up. You need to shut up, dude. Because you're the one that started that. I didn't bring it up, and I still got cut out.
I wanted to get it on tape.
No, you need to be cut out by yourself. How dare Chris cut me out when I didn't even start?
I didn't cut you out. You didn't do anything wrong, Lo. I didn't cut you out.
Exactly. I was about to say, that's how disrespectful is that?
I cut you out because I needed a short monologue.
Okay, that's fine, but like Wayne's the one that went there. I didn't go there.
First of all, because I went there, that was the highlight of the show. So, but what I'm saying is, only reason I asked the question is because I wanted like visual, verbal, confirmed evidence of him stating it on camera or on tape. I wanted recorded, documented evidence. It wasn't to get into a dispute or argument
of underwater basket weaving or what?
Let me tell the audience of Zero. Let me tell the audience right now that in the pre-show before we went live, I specifically told them, "Hey guys, I don't want to get real deep today. We're just showing up. There's no real sports on. Let's just have fun." This
guy's doing curls now.
The two things I don't want to talk about is this Aaron Rodgers bullshit and getting deep on the draft picks.
Yes.
We did both of them.
Who went there? The guy in the middle. The guy in the middle. The guy.
You went on the draft
picks.
No,
I said we could talk about some picks. I didn't go deep on picks. I didn't pick a mystery irrelevant. The guy in the black guy right there. He's the one that went there. The guy in the black.
Feeling good, man. That was great. Thank you for that. Hey. So back to basket weaving 101. My mom used to collect Londenberg baskets. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those, but
they're German baskets from the 1940s.
No, they're Nazi times. So did you just say Wayne's mom collects Nazi baskets? Is that what you're implying?
Yes, those are German baskets.
If you collect German baskets from the 1940s,
isn't that what it is? Tell them right now. Tell them right now what it is.
Hey, you know what else that means? Hey, do you know what else that means? If they're German baskets from the 1940s, you know what they're made of? Jewish hair.
I mean, don't say that.
That was distasteful. How do we take you out of the show right now? Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry about that. We got a guy who's definitely not politically correct.
He's kind of a racist, but go ahead and talk about your mom's baskets.
Yeah. No, so back to Aaron Rodgers. That dude's fucking.
No, hey, don't go there, dude. You don't want to go there and cuss or go to Rodgers.
But when he comes back, I want him to hear us talking about Favre and Rodgers.
You don't understand, Chris. He'll never come back. He's not coming back for the rest of the show. He won't come back. This is how it's going to end. So let's break it down and let's finish the show. I know Chris pretty well.
Are you done?
That's not his style. No, that's not his style. Oh, he came back. I guess.
Are you done?
I guess I don't know.
I can hear you guys. It's live. Like
no, I thought you wouldn't come back. To be honest with you. There you go. So let's break it down. We had a good show. What did we talk about, Wayne?
So back to
no. What did we talk about the show? We're about to break the show down and finish this chaotic sports segment.
Now, man.
So what did we talk about?
I'm excited about the NFL draft, man. I just want something sports related to come to fruition. I want it to actually happen. You know what I mean?
Okay, so when's the draft? Let everybody know.
Thursday, the 23rd of April.
Till Friday, right?
Thursday coming up.
Or till Saturday, Thursday to Saturday?
Friday and Saturday. 3 days. I think the 23rd, 24th, and 25th will be the NFL draft starting at, I think, cyber
5
draft, which will be good.
Okay, now, I watched a little WNBA draft recently. Okay, I watched ESPN once or twice. The last there he is. I watched the WNBA ESPN once or twice the last couple weeks, but I actually watched the draft. Not all of it, like probably 30 minutes of the WNBA draft. It was obviously it was online. It was not in person. So every pick, they went to the person's home, right? And they checked, went to their home. A couple times it had a little technical difficulties. That's how the NFL draft's going to be. So the WNBA gave us a little info, a little preview. A little preview. And NFL's going to do it a little better. WNBA had a little kinks. NFL saw that, and they're gonna learn from it, right?
Yeah, on that to roll from that. Good insight, good points there. Definitely, Lo. The Browns GMs, from what I hear, and a lot of their important draft war room team members, they got generators at their homes just in case the online system or something's going wrong with the Wi-Fi or whatever. They got things implemented to combat that. So hopefully, I think each team will get an appropriate time. My biggest thing is all the teams will have. Nobody's going to have a advantage. Everybody's drafting under the same circumstances, so it's all good.
Okay, so the NFL's basically they're not going to have a slip up of like interviewing somebody and then went out because that's what happened in WNBA. So you're saying they're going to have generators. They're not going to be nothing's going to happen besides a home break-in at the guy's house live on air. I mean, do they have security there? I mean, what if that happens? Live on air, a home break-in.
Oh, what the fuck?
No, hey, I'm just saying, like, if they want to really have every avenue cut and every freaking corner checked, you're gonna have a generator, you're gonna have security there, and you're gonna have all kinds of stuff.
They're just gonna have everything, multiple computers,
okay,
Wi-Fi set up. Everything's got to be legit,
Multiple phones, multiple cell phones, multiple Wi-Fi's, generators, landlines. Old school. Let's bring it back to the 1990s. Landlines.
Hey, you guys ready to do some trailer reactions tomorrow? Something crazy pop culture. Can you get on tomorrow, Lo?
I mean, I could definitely get on tomorrow. I like what we were just talking about because we were talking about how the NFL is gonna change it up from the WNBA and not have any freaking disaster. But of course, dude, are you talking about a Chaos and Comics podcast, which I used to be on? Are you talking about that? We're gonna do another one?
Yeah. We could do a live show like that.
This guy's trying to break out records. This guy's trying to break out records. What's he know about this right here? This guy's you want to out-record me? You want to out-record me? I'll go 1 for 1 for you all night long.
I'll out-record you. I can't tell what that is though.
You won't out-record me. You won't out-record me. Out-CD me. You know what this is right here? This is Ozzy Osbourne, baby.
Yeah, but it's a shitty Ozzy Osbourne album.
It doesn't matter. Still good.
Hey, speaking of records, so let me ask you this.
Hey, right here, bro. You want to out-record me? Come on, baby. This guy's trying to
wow,
out-record me on my
Hey,
on my stuff.
hey, look at this one. Wayne, look at this one.
Hey,
Look at this one.
I want you to look at something here. Oh, that is kind of creepy. That's cool. I like the Day of the Dead. That's pretty cool.
This guy has those little. This guy has those little freaking. What is he? You know what we call him? What do we call Chris? Yuppie. He has these yuppie records. You know these little.
He's a hippie.
These little new records.
He's a hipster. He's a hipster. So
That's the best Vegas. That's the best Vegas punk band right there. Lowe's not even front. Lowe says he likes punk rock. Lowe says he likes punk rock. Go,
Chris. Here's
Wayne.
a serious question. Serious question. So, this is the only record I have in my home, and it's actually supposed to be a gift to you that I've delayed sending for over 6 months now. So I hope you don't own this because I'm going to send it to you.
Okay.
Come on, baby. You can't mess with the Stones, dude. Come on, man.
Do you own this? If you own it, then in fact, I'm going to go ahead and keep it, and it'll be the first record in my collection. But if you don't, then I will be sending this to you.
Do I own what?
Show him what it is. Show Lowe what it is. He doesn't even know what it is, dude. Lowe.
I can't see it. Let me see it again.
In 1994.
Let me see it again.
He doesn't know what it is.
I don't know what that is for sure. That's a new style. That's that new. You're on some new stuff.
Kendrick. It's Kendrick's second to last record. I do own it, Wayne.
Damn.
Yeah,
all right.
you got none of that new stuff. You got all that new yuppie Kanye West stuff or something.
So I legit appreciate it, but that's a great record to have. First record.
I'm busting out Stones and Aerosmith for you. I'm busting like the bad.
You're busting out shit I could buy for $1 at the pawn shop, Lo. I got all that shit.
Well, thank you for my first record.
Can you bust this? Can you bust this at $1? Can you bust that for $1? Little sound
that's
guard.
not $1. That's not $1, but it's recorded poorly. Hey, open that up, Lo, or open that up, Wayne. Let me see the record. Let me see the actual record.
Oh, he hasn't even have it open yet. Why you got a record that you haven't got open?
Because this is supposed to go to. That's pretty sick. This was supposed to go to Chris.
Oh, you're sending it to him?
He was going to, but I do have that. I do have To Pimp a Butterfly. I can't find it though.
He owns it, so.
Oh, I like it that you're opening on air. I thought you would have it open already.
That is cool. I want to show the insides. Hey, Wayne, that's an unboxing, dude. You got to do it live.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I like that.
I'm back.
Hold on. Open it up and where the fuck? Hold on a second. Go.
I like it. I like it.
Show us the inside. Show us the record. Talk about the record too as you're opening it.
I love it, man. We went records.
Wait. Do we want to do this at tomorrow's show? We want to do this at tomorrow's show?
No. Let's do a preview now.
Non-sports show?
No, let's do a quick preview. Give them about a minute, and then we can.
Hey, Wayne, go buy a nice record tomorrow somewhere so you can open a new one.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Do you forget we're in a pandemic, self-quarantine? I don't know if record shops are. I don't think record shops are essential, homie.
You might be right.
Is there like an appropriate way to open these things, or what?
I mean, you've never opened a record?
He probably hasn't.
There you go. That's the beauty. All the songs. That's part of the beauty right there. All the lyrics. I love it.
Yeah. I don't think those are the lyrics.
Not since my parents.
Those are definitely lyrics.
These are not lyrics. They're these are the artists or the musicians on a lot of these songs and the producers of it. Oh,
is that an unopened one we're doing tomorrow, Chris, or what?
No, I listen to my record too.
Oh, good.
It's all the legal stuff. It's all the samples.
So this is the I'm pulling out the record here.
Yeah, show us the actual record. That's part of the game too.
Yeah, pull out the record and the insert. Yeah. Oh.
Let's see it. Pull it out. Let's see it. It's just a black on black crime little. There you go. Just a regular one.
There you go.
That's nice.
So,
That's
hey,
pretty.
And this just so happens to be a double disc CD. So there's 2 albums in here, homie.
CD. I feel you.
So hey, so just some nerd record, info. So hip hop for the bass to hit really when you do a record on vinyl, obviously hip hop needs the bass to hit really hard. So you have to have more space between the grooves. So that's why a lot of hip hop albums have to be two records. So there's that.
Now I do like this. I do like how some of these records they got actual pictures. I do like that aspect.
That's a really nice record, Wayne. That's a really nice record. The picture disc.
There's a Crowley, yeah.
Yeah, some people say that those play worse, but I've never had that experience. I've had them play
think so. It's just part of the. It's like the CDs, same as the CDs. It's part of the look, right? You open it up, you see the pictures and the songs. You know what I mean? I like it. I mean that's a beautiful picture.
How funny is this?
Thanks for the gift.
Yeah, you're welcome. Happy birthday. Hey, I've owned this. I've owned this since the day it came out. Run the Jewels 2. It's never been opened because I'd listened to it so much already. I've never even listened to it. I
so is that for tomorrow or is that for right now?
Hey,
I'll open it tomorrow.
Okay.
Look, I had this in like a shipping crate too and everything. It's been sitting here forever.
So you were trying to give that to Chris 6 months ago, and you just never did.
That's really nice, Tim.
Now Wayne does send stuff. He sent me something like about a couple years ago. I mean, I gave Wayne thousands of dollars of blood and some other sweat and tears, you know what I mean? So he finally sent me something as a thank you.
First of all,
he did send me something in the mail. That was cool though. So he does send stuff in the mail.
A year ago.
Yeah, he does send stuff in mail. So I just want to let you know he does. It's not like he wouldn't have done it. I think he would have done it. It just takes him a while to do stuff.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, so he cares. Wayne cares. He just forgets. He's a little forgetful, but I just think he would have sent it like a year from now. He would have sent it.
No, I probably would have sent it within the next month because I kept looking at it like, damn, I should send that. And then let me show you
guys this record. So this one came with some motherfucking instructions here, right? I was like, what the hell's going on? So this record here came like, this is the record the way it should be. It literally came like this, shipped.
Oh, like how to undo it? Are you serious? Like how to unwrap your gift?
Literally, I don't want to show this fucking address here, but it literally came like this. When I opened the record was inside here, and then it came with instructions on how to fold it.
To take the record out.
Yeah, to how to fold it, and then that's the record case. The record case was actually the shipping case. That's crazy.
Now crazy. That is awesome. What record is that? That is pretty cool.
It's a singer-songwriter named Albert DeMuth, and the album is actually really good. It's called Hair Care for Assholes.
I like it. I like different stuff like that record. What was that record you had that was like a Nintendo game too? You remember that one? You were talking about it was like a disc.
Oh yeah, Zayo released a record on a Nintendo cartridge.
Yeah, that's how awesome is that? Like I like different stuff like that. Like, did you get? I wish I would have got that.
I didn't get it. I tried to get it. Number one, it was $70, and it was really limited. They only made so many. So, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that does suck because like on a NHS cartridge. I mean, are you kidding me? Basically, you know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's probably going for $200 right now on eBay. If I had to guess.
I guess we could talk about that now or on next show because I want to look that up right now too.
Yeah, hey, this was I feel like obviously we're all friends. We've known each other for years. We could talk for like 6 hours, but do you guys want to do one tomorrow?
Yeah, we could do one tomorrow. It's got to be earlier because of the Michael Jordan series show.
Tomorrow. That's why Wayne knows. That's why I told you I can't do 5 tomorrow because that means we can only do a 55-minute show.
Oh, that's The Last Dance.
It starts at 6 tomorrow, so we could do a noon tomorrow or 4, something like that.
Is The Last Dance multiple episodes or one?
Multiple. It's like 10.
Oh, we got to do reaction shows to it. We got to watch it and then hop on for reaction shows. You guys want to do that?
I mean, that means we're doing 2 shows tomorrow then.
Well, fuck, man. I forgot. I didn't realize it was so late. Dude, in the text, Angelo, in the text when you were saying The Last Dance, I thought this motherfucker's watching a romantic comedy or something.
I mean, I watched. Hey,
I was like, whatever, dude. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Hey, when's the last time I cried to a movie? Try about 72 hours ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna hate.
Lion
Yeah,
King?
I mean,
All good. All
like
good.
I watched Serendipity lately. That was pretty good. You know, that's a little love show. You know.
Hey, I cried during Pineapple Express. I was like, just give these guys their weed.
I cried during Knocked Up. I mean, I was just so happy for the guy to knock her up.
No, hey, the whole point of doing these live streams was to get the wheel going for The Last Dance, and that'll actually get watchers. If I name this stream The Last Dance Reactions, and we watch it and go live minutes after, we'll actually get a good amount of people in the chat. Yeah. So what time is it on? 6 p.m.
Yep. 6 p.m.
Pacific.
Yep.
6 p.m. Pacific. Wayne, you'll watch it.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's 2 hours. I think it's episode 1 and 2. I think it's 2 hours.
Dude, are you guys good to do live reactions to it? Immediate reactions?
Yeah, I'm with it.
Okay, I'm gonna make the thumbnails tonight. Then I'm gonna announce it, put it on the YouTube tonight. Live reactions. We're gonna talk Last Dance. We'll go an hour.
Do I keep
Yes.
the record in this little thing?
Yes.
No, that's okay. For now, do that. It's actually the packaging.
Please.
It's not the cover.
Oh.
It's not the cover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but keep it in there. Keep it in there for now. Yeah. Hey, we'll talk in the tech. Let's end this now. I forgot that I want to do Last Dance. We got to do Last Dance reactions.
Dude, you forgot it was the 19th. It came quick. I know we're a little busy. We've been waiting for a week.
Doing.
Okay.
Much.
Okay. We'll talk. We'll talk about it. We'll text each other. Let's wind this down. Thank you guys for watching. Whoever watched on the rewind, we just did an hour-and-a-half podcast. I should be recording this and just making them podcasts.
Well, if you want to do a Chaos and Comics tomorrow, you let me know. I could do both. If not, we'll just do a Last Dance.
Yeah. Hey, I'll text you guys. We'll do one early. Maybe. We'll do it in the text.
All right.
Yeah, baby.
Later, guys.
Later on.
At Chaos and Comics on Twitter. At Chaos and Comics Podcast on Instagram. We'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna do
What
some
about
Last
Chaotic
Dance shit
Sports?
tomorrow.
Little Chaotic Sports on Twitter, Chaotic Sports on Instagram.
Thank you guys for watching.
that.
See you guys later. You guys don't have to go yet.